A huge part of that is working with partners in other nearby agencies. So if you have, if it happens in Wake County, you have the sheriffs responding. If it happens near Garner, you have them responding. So in this case, I would imagine there are a number of different agencies beyond Raleigh Police that are assisting to try and figure out what happened and how they can secure the area.
I want to get back to the incident that happened just a couple of weeks ago, because that is something that we do know from the responses that we got from officials was, the stores were not letting people in and out of the stores at that time while they were investigating this. And one of the things that we heard from shoppers was they felt like they were out of the loop. There was a security incident going on in the parking lot. This was the incident that I'm talking about from a week or so ago, where there was an incident in the parking lot, but shoppers were still inside. They didn't really know what was going on. They were frustrated about the communication and what they called a lack of communication. We, of course, asked the owners of the Triangle Town Centre Summit Properties for their response on that, and they said that they were doing everything that they could to make sure that everybody was safe and that everybody was in the loop as to their safety and security at that time. We're starting to see quite a few shoppers outside of the mall here as we bring you continuous coverage of this breaking news situation, reports of an active shooter. People are lingering around and hanging out, and while we are still waiting on word and we don't know the severity of what's going on inside, as we wait for official confirmation on that, the fact that there are people who are kind of standing around.
Right, not running or rushing. I mean,
I'm sure they're confused.
I'm sure they're confused, and I'm sure, there are many people who are in that building who are confused, and hopefully it's a situation where people are able to kind of pull themselves away, seek shelter, as you mentioned, being in those stores, that possibly that's what's happening, and we're not seeing everyone being evacuated from the building because of that.